What's up there, Facebook? I'm coming here live from sunny, a little bit windy, but largely beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana, which is kind of entertaining because we were supposed to be getting inundated with tropical storm and all this kind of mess, and like the sun is out, guns should be out. It's beautiful out there. But if you're being affected by the storm, guys, stay safe. Be careful. Take heed. Look, we're making jokes about this thing, but we are lucky. It could have been way, way worse. So, office hours last night, we couldn't do it. We didn't know what the situation was going to be. We didn't know what the weather was going to be. And plus, it's way more fun to just talk to you guys and to do it this way. So, if you look, number one, what I want to talk to you guys about in office hours today, what's on my mind, is first of all, let's keep it casual. I want to show you guys a little bit about what's going on here. As you can see, we're walking through the office. I want you guys to understand there's a whole lot of stuff going on. I'm going to come sit here because we're about to record a whole bunch of stuff. And basically, look, the scene has changed. Now I'm in a studio with like lights and all this stuff. I got some wristbands on here I'll talk to you about in a second. But the biggest thing I want everybody to understand, and what I want to talk to you all about today on Office Hours, is the concept of effort. And if you are doing everything possible to win, to build your real estate business, are you doing enough? What's up, Dean? Good to see you guys. Look, the thing is that markets are red hot. It's ridiculous around the country, right? I mean, there are real estate markets that are setting records, both locally and nationwide. Housing prices are up. Market demand is up. Inventory is down. So if you're a new agent or if you're a real estate agent out there and you're not quite hitting your quota, meeting your goals, you're on personal career expectations, then I really want to pose a question to you. And the question is, are you doing enough? Like, if houses are selling and the market's really good, prices are solid, then why isn't your business where it needs to be? Why isn't your business as good as you want it to be? Why isn't it rock solid? Well, I'm going to show you a little bit. So hold on just a minute, because I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to put you over here on my little cradle so I can use my hands. All right. And I want to talk a little bit to you guys, and I want to talk about the market and what's going on and so forth. So, as an example, if agents are setting records, markets are setting records, prices are setting records, and your business personally is not where you want it to be, then you need to sit down and really ask yourself, are you doing everything possible in order to build your real estate business? Like, everything. Are you doing it? Because we have a real easy tendency. For instance, the phrase I always use, effort always wins. Okay, look, I even wear it. Right? I don't have a watch on, but I've got this because it reminds me you got to be doing everything possible, especially if your business isn't right where you want it to be. So, as an example, if you're a real estate agent, I've heard this before. Right now, I've heard people, I hear them saying, they're emailing me, they're saying, well, Chris, the market is so good that only the top agents are getting all the business. And then homeowners are just sticking their house on Zillow and they don't need me. Therefore, the market's so good that my career is not doing as well. And I'm going, huh? And that same person, when the market's in a recession, is telling me, oh, Chris, nobody's buying or selling. You can't get financing. The market's tough. So my business isn't really that good right now. Huh. So is it a mindset shift or is it reality? What's going on there? And so the effort always wins. Let me explain a little bit about why I wear this and what that really means. And today is a good day to remind ourselves of that because you NBA fans out there, tonight is the NBA draft. And the NBA draft, I want you guys to, if you're a basketball fan, you know, right? If you pick in the lottery, those precious top picks, the top 10 picks, what are teams doing? Well, they're obviously trying to get the best possible player, right? The most talented player they can find. So the NBA draft, what's going on tonight, what are they doing? They're drafting based on potential. Is that not what they're doing? They're drafting based on potential. So then why is it that if I look 5 years ago, when my hometown New Orleans Pelicans selected Anthony Davis first overall, which has been a super stud, he is the man. But do you remember all the rest of the top 10 picks in that draft class? Like, why is it that Anthony Davis turned out to be a superstar, but some of the other folks in that class have fizzled out, and a couple are not even in the NBA anymore? And I'm just talking about the top 10. Those are the most talented people identified by the best talent scouts in the world. And in the NBA draft, some of those guys didn't make it. But then there's other folks that have become stars or all-stars that were in that same draft that were maybe drafted in the second round or maybe way down the list. Oh, hey, Barbara, are you seeing it sideways? Hold on, let me fix that. Boom, there you go. Thank you for letting me know. I always forget about the upside down and sideways stuff. So, there we go. So what I want you guys to understand is it's not just about talent. It's about effort. And so thank you, Barbara. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know that I was sideways. I was looking a little silly to some folks out there. So what I want you guys to understand is on this live, raw, simple edition of Office Hours here is that it's talent is part of the equation. Effort is 80% of the equation. So in other words, don't convince yourself that it's just the top agents, the most talented agent, the prettiest agent, the best agent out there that's getting the listings or getting the business. Nope. It's way more about work ethic. So in the NBA draft tonight, I can promise you this, regardless of who teams draft, it's going to be the talent plus effort guys that turn into all-stars. It's going to be the pure talent guys that may stick around, and it's going to be the hard effort guys that will have careers in the league for 20 years. And the reason for that is they're going to outwork the guys who are not willing to. And hard work will beat the talented guy that doesn't work as hard almost every time. I'm a huge believer in that. Look, that's why I wear it on my wrist every day. I may or may not be the most talented guy, but I promise you this, I'm going to outwork you, and effort always wins. And if I'm not getting results, the question is not going to be what's wrong with the market or what's going on out there. Why am I not succeeding? The real question and the answer is going to be, am I doing the right stuff? Am I working hard enough? Am I putting in the effort? So you guys out there, if you're in any kind of business, look, I'm not just talking to real estate agents, although y'all are my favorite people, all right? What I want you guys to understand is any business, sales business, retail business, anything that you're doing, you need to look at your numbers. You need to understand your numbers. And when you look at your numbers, you need to ask yourself, if they're not where they need to be, then what are we not doing? And what should we be doing? What could we be doing? So, as an example, when's the last time that you reached out to all of your past clients? When's the last time that you talked to everybody that's done business with you in the past year, thanked them, and seen if they need anything from you? When's the last time you sent out a marketing piece, emails, flyers, whatever the case may be? Guys, I got to be honest with you. There's far too many people out there with excuses than there are that are putting in the effort to build their business, right? So what I want to talk to you guys today is I really want you to write down, and I want you to look, and I want you to consider in my business to get either from zero to started or to the next level or whatever the case may be. Oh, look, I need to fix my hair there. What I want you to ask yourself is, what am I doing? So look at the last quarter. We're about at the end of the second quarter of 2017, so it's a great time to think about it. So here we are almost at the end of June. So in the last quarter, what did you do to build your business? What did you do to get out there and get more clients? And what didn't you do? It's a really important skill set in any business. I want you guys to understand to not only have goals and know your numbers, but you really need to consider and you really need to think about your marketing, your prospecting, your farming efforts, what you are and are not doing. Because it's really easy to get out there and to get inundated with the idea of I need a certain CRM. Post below if you've ever had that question, right? You're like, oh, it's just that I can't afford this fancy CRM, right? I need this fancy software. I need this or that. Well, the reason I'm doing office hours just like this, guys, and the reason I'm doing it right here in this style is it's on my phone. This is just my phone, and I'm broadcasting live to anyone out there in the universe. So the excuse of, well, I don't have a fancy camera, I don't have a fancy microphone, I don't have this, I don't have that, well, that goes out the window because here I am on my mobile device talking to you guys, and y'all could be anywhere, right? So hold on, I want to set this down. There we go. So what I want you guys to understand is stop making excuses and start getting results. So one of the best ways to do that is to review. So real estate agents out there, yeah, Dean, people say it's Zillow's fault. Well, what does that exactly mean? Because a lot of people like to talk about Zillow and use it as a convenient excuse, but what exactly does that mean? How is it affecting your business? So something that I want to talk to you guys today tactically, I want to give you a tactic. And that is, I want you to start tracking your numbers meticulously as a real estate agent, any sales business. And what I mean by that is every single prospect that comes in, I want you to keep track of where they came from. Very specific. So for instance, if you got a new buyer and you're working with buyers and they go buy a house and you earn that commission, you need to have a spreadsheet and you need to know, where did those buyers come from? Are they your friends? Were they a referral? Did you get them from Zillow? Did they come from Realtor.com? Was it a marketing piece? Was it Facebook? Whatever the case may be, if you're not tracking your numbers, you don't know where your business is or isn't coming from. So there are people out there that have built their entire real estate business off of Zillow, and kudos to them, because look, if I'm getting business and I'm getting leads and it makes sense, nothing wrong with that. But there's also plenty of people that make plenty of money in real estate without Zillow whatsoever. So the effort always wins equation is know your numbers and then see what you are or are not doing. Because the other piece of that is when you start to track, first of all, if you're like, oh, another piece of software, guys, you can do this in a notebook. You can do this on, if you have a Gmail account, Google Sheets is free. You can open a Google Sheet and start tracking your numbers. And you need to check them every quarter. And the only way you can check them is to track them. And when they track them, then what you want to look. Are you getting most of your business from Facebook? Well, then maybe you need to double down, advertise on Facebook, reach out to more people through Facebook. If you're getting most of your business through your church organization or from your friends or whatever the case may be, when you look at your numbers, you want to double down on that. You want to triple down on that. But then here's the secret. You want to look for the holes. So if I look at the last quarter and I look, for instance, at our education company, and I look at every student that came through our doors, I can tell you where they came from. And then I can look at where the holes are. So for instance, is it market areas? Is it certain regions? Is it brokerages? Is it insurance companies? Where are we not getting business from that I think we should? It's a great way to analyze it. For you as a real estate agent, you need to know where your business is coming from and then where your potential other places are. So when you're just getting started, any newbies out there, let me talk to you for a second. So if you got no business and you're like, where am I going to get my first client from? It's all about effort. Okay? It's all about effort. And what that means is you need to proactively start reaching out to people and make sure that they're aware that you're in the real estate business. So if you're brand new, one of the first things you should do is build a database of people. You have their names, their phone numbers, their mailing address, their email, and send out a formal marketing piece. And send it out and announce yourself. I am a real estate professional. Here's my contact information. I would love to earn your business. The problem is that most people do that once. And then once you do it once, you get no results and then you quit. And then you become a statistic. And then you become one of these real estate agents that doesn't make it 5 years. And the problem wasn't that that agent didn't have talent, right? Like in the NBA draft, they can all jump high. They're all relatively fast. They are huge, most of them, right? They have the gifts to be in the league. What separates the all-stars from the also-rans is that gap of effort. So you send out that one marketing piece and you go, I didn't get any clients from it, must not work. Guys, that's not true whatsoever. Because when you're in real estate sales, as an example, is everybody buying or selling right now? Well, of course not. So if I send out a marketing piece and my metric for success is that they end up buying a house, but they don't do it right now or within 30 days, is it a failure, or have I made sure that people are aware that I'm in the real estate business, and then I will follow up with them over time so that when they do want to buy or sell a house, that they'll think of me? You guys have got to think a lot more in the long term and a lot less in the short term. Look, we're in instant results. We want instant gratification, right? I want to push a button in the email system and I want people to give me money. Well, that makes sense, although that's not how the world works. You got to build relationships. So the effort part, ladies and gentlemen, is good old-fashioned reaching out to people. So stop getting inundated with all of these things. Do I call them? Do I text them? Do I email? Do I send out postcards? Well, what about mail? All these different things. And my answer to you is yes. In other words, do what you're comfortable with and understand where the business that you want to do is going to be, and reach out to your customer based on their preferred medium. So don't eliminate anything. You guys are watching right now on Facebook, right? Well, not everybody that I know comes through Facebook, but I love Facebook. And it's a big part of your business. You have to be there. But what I want you guys to understand is every single day that you go to work as a real estate agent, you need to be working on building your business, which means you need to be reaching out to people that will potentially be your next client. That's the biggest takeaway I want you guys to understand today. Regardless of what it is that you're actually functionally doing, what I want you to be thinking about every single day when you're working as a real estate agent, and I put working in quotes because a lot of people go to the office and spend time, or a lot of people clock in and say they're working, but are they building their business? Building your business is prospecting, marketing, farming. It's who's the next client. You got 5 listings right now. Who's the next one? That's how you keep a sustainable real estate business. So, guys, what I want you to understand is every day the hard work, the effort that you need to be putting in is about filling up your prospect funnel, getting the next piece of business. So if you're taking notes, which I highly encourage that you do, most people won't write this down because they don't want to be accountable. You got to be accountable to yourself. So you need to track where your business is coming from. And then I want to see you guys in your notebook right now, write down, what are things I could do today? Who can I talk to today? What can I do today to build my business? And I bet it's as easy as picking up the phone and calling 10 people. Because all you got to do is have a natural conversation on the phone, talk to an old friend, an old colleague. Look, for a lot of people, real estate specifically is a second or third career. Well, who did you do business with or develop relationships with in your first career, your first life, or your second one? If you're lucky enough to have been in a sales business before, you're building that relationship. So if you're selling widgets yesterday and you're selling real estate today, I bet the same person wants to do business with you because it's you as a person. It doesn't matter what you're selling. So the hard work is what most people aren't willing to do, right? It's reaching out to people every single day by some method that are going to do business with you in the future. So if you sent out, let's say, an email broadcast, right? You sent out an email broadcast to 100 people, introducing yourself as an agent, and nobody responds or does business with you. Well, there's a second step to that. And the second step is, well, who opened it? Who received it? You can look at that in just about any email program. Then, maybe a month later, you want to reach out to those people again because they opened it, which means they might be interested, or maybe they're thinking about buying or selling, or maybe they know somebody. You follow the email up with a phone call. Now that's 2 contacts. See, what I want you guys to understand is it's that consistent effort. And if you're worried about being too salesy and you're worried about not coming off as overbearing, and I don't want to reach out to people and ask for their business, well, you're not going to last long, number one. And number two, what are these people hiring? When they hire a real estate agent, what are they hiring? A salesman. So do I want to hire a salesman that's too afraid to go out there and find a buyer for my house? I bet not. I want to hire that salesman that hunted me down for my business, because I bet they'll work for me and they'll hunt down a buyer just like they hunted me down. Does everybody follow that? Give me a like, give me a heart. Let me know that you follow what I just said. I want you guys to understand that people are hiring a salesperson, so show them how awesome you are right up front when you're trying to get their business. Show that you're persistent. Show that you'll put in the effort, right? Show that you're not going to give up. That's the key. You're a salesperson. See, the word sales has been run into the muck. And I want you guys to understand sales means a lot of things to a lot of people. But at the end of the day, it's about building relationships. And forget this whole nonsense of, I don't want to be salesy, because all you're doing is making an excuse to not reach out to people. And then you're not going to be able to build your business. Guys, I want you to build the biggest business that you want, or the business of your dreams, whatever that is. Whether you want to be a top agent, you want to sell a few houses, whatever it is. So let me review. And let me give you some very specific stuff, because I want to thank you guys for joining me live on the rained out edition of Office Hours. I love this. It's easy. If you've got questions, by the way, if you've got anything specific that you want to ask me, post it in the comments below. Because if you've never watched a bigger, more formal version of Office Hours, Q&A is my favorite part. So I'm here, I'm live, right here on the magic of the interwebs. If you got a specific question, real estate, sales, business related, post it in the comments. I'll be glad to answer it, okay? But in the meantime, let's review. Number one, effort always wins, which means my mantra is, I don't want to have regret. I don't want to look back later and say that I didn't build the biggest business that I could because I didn't do everything I know I should have. Regret is poison. The quote about effort, Barbara, effort always wins. Effort, it's a reminder, okay? And it's a reminder that if you work hard, you get results in sales. It's unlike any other business. In real estate sales, if you proactively go and you reach out to people and you ask them for their business, you send them marketing, you stay on top of things, I promise you, you're going to get your share of the business, because so many others won't. So number one, effort always wins. Number two, sales is not a negative. So stop looking at the concept of being a salesperson. It's what it says on your license, right? I'm a real estate salesperson. You're in sales. Get over it. Because sales is not what people think it is. Sales is building relationships. And so what I want you guys to understand is, however you build that relationship, people still do business with people. They do business with people. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to turn off one of these lights. Look. Studio lights. Yeah, that's going to be better. All right. So effort always wins. Number two, get over this whole sales thing. Okay. Number three, probably one of my favorite pieces, and that is know your numbers. So if you haven't been doing it in the past, start doing it now. If you've been doing it in the past, review them. You need to track where all of your business comes from, specifically. So if I got a buyer, I want to know, where did they come from? Did they come from Zillow? Did I buy the lead? Did they come from Facebook? Is it a friend of the family? Is it a referral? And you need to be regularly tracking where your business came from, okay? It's incredibly important. And then the last thing is, get over it and start doing what you need to do to build your business, which means filling up your funnel, which means consistently and always looking for your next customer, the next person that's going to do business with you. Look, I am so grateful and appreciative to everybody that does business with me and all of our various companies, right? Whether it's Donaldson here, or whether it's my real estate consulting firm, or whether it's any of the other investments that I have. But I want you guys to understand, as much as I gratify and appreciate, and I'm so thankful, I'm thinking about where the next one's going to come from. So you guys that hung in there,
this whole time, do y'all want to know a place you can get your next buyer or seller? Do you want me to actually tell you a tactic where you can get your next one? Post below and let me know if you do. If you guys post and you tell me, yeah, give me a specific tactic, I'll actually give you something you can do right now, today, to build your business. So what I want you guys to understand, tactically, sincerely, specifically, you need to know your numbers. So Barbara, my girl, first of all, let me give you a like because you are into it. Now, Barbara's showing the effort. So Barbara, thank you. And I want everybody to know, Barbara Rogers Broad, are you a real estate agent? Then you should do business with her because she's putting in the effort. See how easy that is? It's a relationship. Anybody out there that knows Barbara, reach out to her. You want to know how much your home is worth? Reach out to her. You want to buy a house? Reach out to her. Simple. But the second thing I want you guys to understand, there's Kendrick. What's up, my brother? What I want you guys to understand is, here's a specific tactic. I want you to collect 50 people. I want you to collect 50 people that you have a great relationship with. So 50 people of your sphere of influence. So if you have a database, that is wonderful. I want you to pick out the 50 people that interact with you the most, the 50 people that open your emails, people that you invite to your birthday party, that you actually know well enough to sit down to dinner with. Is everybody with me? Collect those 50 people. And then what I want you to do is send them a personal email with their name in the subject. If they've done real estate business with you in the past, thank them for that. If not, send them a personal email and reference something specifically that you know that they might be interested in just to say hello. As silly as that sounds, I want to go over what I just said. 50 people. It's just 50. And I want you to send them an email, especially if they've done business with you, and simply thank them for that and let them know how much that means to you. If they haven't done business with you before, simply send them an email that's intended to start a conversation. So here's what you do. Right here on Facebook, go to their Facebook profile, see what's going on in their life, mention something that might be important to them. But the most important piece is put their name in the subject of the email. Because people are much more likely to open an email when their name is in the subject. Now, here's where the sales part comes in, and here's where tracking and knowing your numbers comes in, gang. Here's the key. I want y'all to really understand this. Don't be offended, upset, or think that you failed if you don't get a listing out of the 50 emails that you sent. But I wouldn't be surprised if you get leads out of this. Because remember, a lead turns into a prospect, turns into a client, turns into a check. So I email Chelsea. What's up, Chelsea? I emailed Chelsea and I thank her for her business. And I just, a simple email. It's got my real estate information in the signature. She remembers me. Chelsea goes, man, my friend Bob was talking about buying a house the other day. She simply returns my email and says, no, Chris, I'm not, interested, but my friend Bob is, blah, 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 blah. Did that email work? Yep, because it generated a lead. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kindly reach out to Bob. And I'm going to reach out to Bob and reference Chelsea. This is mythical. I'm just making up a story. And I'm going to say, hey, Bob, your friend Chelsea told me that you were thinking about buying a house. And I wanted to offer some assistance free of charge to see if there's anything I could do for you. You want me to do a market study? Would you like me to take a look at the market? Have you been pre-qualified? Have you gone through those steps? I'd like to see if I could help you get started. Now, what are the chances? Bob's going to be like, man, I'm so glad Chris reached out to me because this real estate thing is daunting. I didn't know what I was going to do. Y'all following that train? Now, let's go all the way back. Think about if you do that every single day. You did it every day. You're reaching out to people. You're connecting with people. You're sending emails to people. You're calling people. You're Facebooking people. You're just staying engaged because all of these different mediums will ultimately lead to business. And so pick where you're most comfortable and start there. You can do the same thing I just described on Facebook. But don't get all spammy. See, this is where sales and people get mixed up. Spammy is you go post on 50 people's walls saying, I'm a real estate agent. Look at me. Ugh. People hate that. I would hate that. That's not what I'm talking about. But send a private message, right? Say, congratulations on your beautiful new baby. She looks wonderful. I'm so happy for you. You start messaging on Facebook and then, wait a minute. We actually need to sell our house and buy another one. Chris, could you help us with that? Yes, I could. Now, what are the chances of me sending a message and getting a listing or getting a client? Like immediately? Stop thinking about immediate gratification. But what if I did that 50 times a day? 50 times a day. Do you think I would be generating more leads for my business? You following along? It's effort. It's effort. Okay? Then we can get more specific and we can get more tactical. We can talk about Facebook marketing. We can talk about email marketing. We can talk about specifically what the copy should say and all these things. But the point is, if you're not doing anything, start. And start with pure elbow grease. It's just effort. Facebook is free, right? Signing up for Gmail and sending out emails is free. There's email services out there like MailChimp as an example. It's free until you have 2,000 people on your list. So until you have 2,000 people, you've got a professional email service that costs nothing. See, stop making excuses and start putting in the work. Start putting in the work. Start putting in the work. And putting in the work is not organizing your files. Putting in the work is not all this extraneous stuff. Putting in the work is reaching out to people every day that have the potential to do business with you. That's generating tomorrow's listing, tomorrow's buyers that keep your real estate business sustainable over the long haul. You guys with me on that? It's really pretty simple. So what I want you guys to know is, first of all, thank you for watching, because talking to myself would be kind of boring. So I totally appreciate you guys, your time, your attention, your love on Facebook. It means a lot to me. Seriously. Thank you so much. And number two, what I want you guys to understand is effort always wins is something that I constantly remind myself. In other words, am I doing things today to build my real estate business for the future? So you really need to look at the hard facts. And if you don't have enough listings, if you're not hitting your goals, you don't have enough buyers, do something today. Those 50 people that you're closest to, right? Who's that going to include? Mom and dad, grandma and grandpa. They're going to love to get something from you, aren't they? And all you're looking for are leads. You're looking to remind them that you're in the real estate business. You do that every day, right? Every day. Because what am I doing here? I'm reminding you guys that I'm here. Right? I'm providing value to you, I hope, but I'm reminding you that I'm here. And so over time, as this video sits, I'm just reminding people I'm here, providing value. Guys, and hopefully the result is if you guys need something education related for your real estate business, that you'll come to me because you know, like, and trust me. Does that make sense? This is natural. I'm not telling you, hey, come give me money right now. I'm just hoping when you have an education need that you'll come to me because I've offered value to you, that you remember who I am, that you remember who we are. You see, every business is the same. What is marketing and advertising there for? It's for that purpose. But forget billboards and bus benches and start thinking about Facebook and emails and interact with people where they are, which is right here where I'm broadcasting to you from, on their cell phones. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's office hours. It was the Rainout edition because we are lucky to have sunny skies and wind out there. We thought it might be a whole lot worse. And for any of you guys out there that are starting Superstars next week, Superstars is where we dive into the details on this. I would love to have you in the program. Kendrick, I know you're signed up. Barbara, I don't know if you are. I highly suggest you look into it. Dean, you can always learn something. My brother, hopefully you're always looking to learn the next thing. And we will dive into the details and get you from new agent to wherever you want to be. And specifically, we will talk tactics. So if you're enrolled in a program, Kendrick, I'm going to show you a million ways to fill up your funnel. Barbara, I'd love to see you guys there. Thank you so much. Share this video. Send it to people in your office. Remind yourself of what's important. Effort always wins, baby. I'll see you next week on Office Hours. Thank you so much.